America is deeply divided. There are only two sides to every issue, and there is no interest in finding common ground, not even with members of your own family. But as the 2024 presidential election looms on the horizon, there has never been a more important time to have the necessary conversation.
Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. I'm Chad Kultgen. With me today is my mom, Mary Lou, my dad, Bob, and my sister, Haley. Haley, can you hear us? Hello?
Haley.
Yes.
Okay. Haley is on it today. Very enthusiastic about the
Hello?
program. Hi. Can you hear us? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Yeah?
Oh, God.
Yes?
Okay. Off to a bang-up
Yes.
start today. This program is, of course, a 1-hour-long conversation between my sister and I and our parents. We are all politically opposed to one another. Not all. My sister and I are pretty closely leaning together. My mom and my dad are deep QAnon MAGA. We talk about
MAGA.
political issues every week. Haley, I don't suppose you have a light in that room you're in so that we can see anything that's going on. Thank you very much. Okay.
The art is falling off the wall onto me. Just
All
give
right.
me a second.
Not my problem.
There.
Does anybody have any rants today?
Yeah,
Please
Yep.
bring it.
I've got one too.
the normal rant.
Okay.
We are being sued by two fat, ugly, stupid black women.
You and mom?
No,
We.
Trump. We are
Oh.
Trump.
I was like,
We
what?
are.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be
Got it.
more
Is this
Two
like The
fat-
Walking
two
Dead?
fat-
We
Two fat,
Negan.
ugly, black women.
Okay. That's the rant.
Yep.
Mom, do you have one? You said?
Yes, I have notes. Just a minute.
Okay.
Remember how Haley said the migrants, illegals coming into the United States, that the crime, was she didn't think it had gone up or anything like that.
Mhm.
It seems like every week you hear of more and more. And the one right now nationally that people are talking about, I Googled, my AI at Microsoft said Jose Antonio Ibarra is the subject of the tragic murder of a college student, Laken Hope Riley. She was 22 years old, a nursing student at August University College of Nursing in Athens, Georgia, was attacked while jogging on the University of Georgia's campus on February 22nd. Her cause of death was blunt force trauma, left her laying there unconscious, and then she died. He is not a U.S. citizen. He is from Venezuela. He's an illegal. He had crossed the U.S.-Mexican border at El Paso in September of 22. He has a rap sheet. He has numerous cases against him, and he killed her. She was an honor nursing student going to graduate, I think, in 25 with honors, and he took her down for no reason and killed her. His brother is also in the United States, and that's how they found him, because his brother was in New York, and when they did some kind of a matchup, they found the brother, who is also, I'm not sure he's illegal, but has multiple things against him too in the United States.
Now, when you say for no reason, you also believe in a Christian God, right?
I believe in God.
And you believe that God has a plan for everyone? Infallible?
I believe in God.
All right. You're not going
I
to
don't
engage with that second part of the question?
I believe in God.
All right. I'll move on. Thank you for your rants. We are now going to move to a question from a listener. If anybody out there would like to send in a question for any of us or all of us, you just send a 1-minute or shorter audio clip to thenecessaryconversationpod at gmail.com. I go through all of those today. Here's our question. Are you ready?
Ready.
Hi, Matthew here from Berlin in Germany. I can't get enough of the podcast. It's the best insight into America's mindset, really. Bob, I've heard you express some pretty intense views, suggesting that anyone not America first is against the nation's interests and should be shot. I have to say, it's a chilling echo of the 1930s in Germany, where I'm calling from. So I'm genuinely trying to grasp where you're coming from. If you got everything you wanted for America, and those you deem opponents were no longer around, what then? Would the nation get back to its democratic roots, or would it look different? Would every remaining American get an equal say, or just those who agree with you?
There you have it. Dad, that question was for you, but I think we can all answer at some point. But I do want to
I
hear
can
Dad's
do it.
answer first. Yeah.
No, it's my
Yep,
question.
yep, yep.
Okay,
Alright.
first of all, this is not 1930 Nazi Germany.
But he said it was.
This is not reminiscent of that either,
Oh, okay.
because in Germany in the 1930s, Hitler was already starting to whack out people who were against him. We haven't shot anybody yet, but it's coming to that. And yes, quite frankly, this is what I am hoping for, is that we do become the old United States of America, that is the strongest, best nation in the world to live in for freedom for people. And if you don't abide by our rules and our norms, you have to go. And I mean to a dirt nap.
Okay, don't yell.
So yes, my opinion is, if you do not agree with MAGA and America first, you have no place in my life.
Okay, don't yell.
Do you think Donald Trump is looking into AI at all?
Yes.
For what?
Whatever country has.
I think his people are 10 times smarter than anybody on the Democratic side of the ticket.
Okay.
Okay, what?
I think
what
we
was-
are approaching a time, I will put it at probably 2027, when whatever company, I think we will see artificial general intelligence within the next year, maybe within this calendar year. Whatever company rolls that out to the public at large as a product is going to be the most valuable, most powerful company in the world, bar none. That company will also probably be the first company to achieve ASI, artificial superintelligence. Whoever achieves that controls the planet forever. Countries don't matter anymore. And so I don't think that America is working on its own ASI at this point. I think it'll probably be OpenAI or Google. But that's what we're looking at in the next, I think, 3 years minimum.
Okay, first of all, that guy's accent, where was
Yeah.
that from? I like
He
that.
said he was from
He's an
Germany.
Indian. He's an Indian who lives in Germany. I can tell it.
No. What?
Yeah, he already said he lived in Germany.
Okay,
Yeah, he
but
said he's
what
from
was
Germany.
And he's an Indian, I can tell you.
that? Was
Hmm.
an Indian accent? I don't think
Yes.
so.
100%.
Okay. Anyway, getting back to the what you were talking about, the artificial intelligence
Mhm.
on TV. I saw the new stock. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it was the newest AI stock,
Mm.
and the guy, I guess the guy that founded it, I should have researched. He's now a billionaire, like overnight, due to the fact he
I don't-
sold some of that.
ASI, artificial superintelligence, whoever has
Uh-huh.
that, whoever controls it, will literally be able to say, make
I
me
need
a
to Google that.
trillionaire, and it will do it.
Yeah, no, that wasn't it. This is the
I'm
guy.
saying whatever you think of right now as the financial model, the economic model, the political model, all of that shit will be meaningless to a superintelligence that can do whatever it wants on the internet. That said, let's move on to our first question. Are you ready?
Yeah, you didn't help
Hello.
me, but
Is
that's
anyone
okay.
living on this podcast other than me?
Here, this is it. I just Googled it.
Okay.
The name of it is NVIDIA.
NVIDIA. That's a very old company. They make GPU processors, basically. They're known for
Okay.
making graphics cards.
Well,
But unless they
this-
start making AI architecture chips, which a couple of companies are now doing, Sam Altman and OpenAI is trying to raise $7 trillion to raise their level of compute, make their own hardware. And a lot of people theorize that that's because they have AGI in their company and they just need compute to scale it to be able to sell it to people.
well, that stock blew up, and whoever the man is that is in charge of that now is a billionaire overnight.
NVIDIA was already a giant company.
Okay, moving along.
Okay. Our first topic. Alabama says frozen embryos are children. Last Friday, in a first of its kind ruling, Alabama's Supreme Court said frozen embryos are children, and those who destroy them can be held liable for wrongful death. The ruling could soon have consequences nationally, as other states could attempt to define embryos as people. Already one religious group is using the Alabama ruling as precedent in a Florida abortion rights case. The Alabama ruling stems from 2 lawsuits filed by 3 sets of parents who underwent in vitro fertilization, or IVF, procedures to have babies and then opted to have the remaining embryos frozen. The parents
Hey,
allege
Goose.
the parents
Goose.
Let Chad.
I'm going to cover the whole wicked.
Oh my God. Let Chad finish. Jesus.
The parents allege in December 2020, a patient at the mobile hospital where the frozen embryos were being stored walked into the fertility clinic through an unsecured doorway and removed several embryos from the cryogenic nursery. The patient's hand was freeze burned by the extremely low temperatures the embryos were stored in, and the patient dropped them on the floor, killing them, according to the ruling. The parents sued for wrongful death, but a trial court dismissed their claims, finding the cryopreserved in vitro embryos involved in the case do not fit within the definition of a person or child. But in a stunning reversal last week, the state Supreme Court disagreed, noting, quote, extrauterine children located outside of a biological uterus at the time they are killed are children, and they're covered under the state's wrongful death of a minor law. The consequence of this ruling could see in vitro liability costs skyrocketing, making fertility treatments prices prohibitive for many families. It could discourage medical providers from performing infertility treatments in fear of being held liable each time an embryo does not turn into a successful pregnancy. And it could mean parents will now be forced to pay for lifelong storage fees of embryos they will never be allowed to discard, even if they don't want any more children. Dad, are frozen embryos people?
Okay, he will be back. He will be back.
What? He left during that?
He has to go change the water outside. He will
What?
be back.
Change the water outside? What are you fucking talking about?
You know he has OCD, so he won't let the thing run. He has to
What
run it up.
thing?
What?
Sprinkler system. The sprinklers. He has to
What?
change each time it runs. He has to change it.
What?
They have preset cycles, so you don't have to do this.
I know. I've tried to tell him this.
I'm doing it manually.
He's doing it manually on purpose. Yet the question is
Holy
for you.
shit.
Would you like to answer it?
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, he's here. Go ahead. Ask him again.
Are frozen embryos people?
Are frozen embryos people?
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
As far as he's concerned, yes.
Okay, Mom.
I believe that you are a person at, of course, the moment of conception,
Okay.
which would be when that frozen embryo is implanted into the uterus.
No.
Or what?
Conception
what?
is when the sperm goes into the egg.
Yes, but
That's already done.
okay. I'm trying
Right.
to say
Once you have
when
an
the
embryo,
egg,
that has already happened.
Yeah.
when that
So your answer is yes.
if the sperm, okay, I believe that at the moment of conception, it's a child.
So the frozen embryo is a person.
Is there a
Yes.
sperm in it?
Yes.
Yes, an embryo
It's an
is a
embryo.
It's an embryo.
Oh, I thought you were talking just about an egg,
No.
a frozen egg.
No.
frozen
Okay.
embryo. That's what this court ruling was. That whole thing that I read was that the
Okay.
Alabama Supreme Court overturned this prior ruling that they are basically now saying a frozen embryo is a person, and to discard frozen embryos is murder.
Somebody
Well-
Or at least
dropped
wrongful death.
somebody that worked at this clinic dropped a fucking embryo after like running into somebody, and the people that it belonged to were pissed and said that was basically a person. Fuck you. I'm taking you to court. And so now, the whole fucking bag is open, and apparently in Alabama, an embryo is a person.
But you know what?
Correct.
I've read though that like 20 years later,
Power to the embryos.
after they have saved those, 20 years later, you can still have that baby, right?
Yeah, it's frozen.
So that's a baby.
No, it's an embryo. A baby
is
is a
the
fucking
baby?
baby. An embryo is a fucking embryo.
But there's how many cells in that embryo?
Who gives a fuck?
Different amounts.
You can't even
it's-
fucking see it with the naked eye. How the fuck are
Okay.
you gonna
Do
call
you
that
have
a
a
baby?
numerical limit for how many cells something has to have before it's a viable life form in your mind?
If the sperm is implanted into the egg.
Yeah.
Then your answer is yes. Quit arguing.
I'm not arguing. I thought we were
The answer
talking
is
about
no.
like IVF.
The right answer is no. Embryos are not people. That's the right answer.
Okay. Let me
No,
ask this
that's your
question.
answer.
Is in vitro
And you're not right half the time.
is IVF a valid form of fertility treatment, a valid form of parents trying to have babies?
Sure.
Yes. I
Okay.
agree with that.
But
Haley?
don't you believe in God? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, you want to use in vitro and you have
Okay.
the money? Absolutely, do whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. But the notion that you guys believe in God and everyone has a purpose and all these things, this goes against the fucking God grain.
No.
IVF.
It doesn't.
No. Now you're reading in shit. We believe in God. We didn't say everyone has a purpose. Never
Well,
once.
What
did we
kind of
say
God
that.
do you believe in, though? One of the
That's-
main tenets of at least
That's up to
Christianity.
No.
Yes,
That's
yes,
one of
yes.
your main tenets.
God has a plan is a big tenet of Christianity, and that it's
Oh, it is.
infallible and everything
Did
is a
I
part
ever
of it.
say I was a Christian?
Multiple times you guys have
Yes.
both said that.
I've said I believe in God.
No, I mean, God, I wish I had somebody who could just pull the tape immediately. You've both said you're Christian.
And knock him in the head.
All right, so I'm a Christian.
We believe in God.
Okay.
But this
well,
has nothing to do with this.
all right. What do you guys think will be the final outcome of this? Do you think this type of a thing will spread to other states? Will we start to
Yes.
see? Okay. Dad says yes. Mom?
I don't know. It's very complicated.
Okay. All right. Well, this was a rousing conversation. Let's move to topic number 2, shall we? Trump beats Nikki Haley in her own
Whoop,
state.
whoop.
On Saturday,
Yes.
Donald Trump won
gotta
South
do
Carolina.
Donald Trump.
What?
I gotta do Donald Trump. Bob.
Okay. All right.
What is that?
My
Yeah,
mom's doing a
dance.
dance.
That's how he dances.
Okay. On
That's how our next
Saturday.
president dances.
On
Put
Saturday.
it into your repertoire and memorize it.
Okay.
On Saturday, Donald
You
Trump
will be
won.
dancing it.
Okay.
On Saturday, Donald Trump won the South Carolina Republican primary against his only remaining candidate, Nikki Haley, who served as governor of that state from 2011 to 2017. His victory was by a nearly 20-point margin, as he brought in just under 60% of the vote to Haley's almost 40%. Getting into the demographics of the Trump voters, a majority of every age range picked Trump over Haley. Men and women both backed Trump. Voters across all income ranges backed him, and he only narrowly lost college graduates while dominating among those without a college degree. But the news isn't all good for Trump. The 40% of the electorate that voted against Trump is a sharp increase from the 22.8% Marco Rubio got in 2016 in the same primary. Rubio was his next closest competitor. The numbers might also be skewed in a way that is misleading when compared to what the presidential election might look like. Exit polls showed that 92% of the primary voters were white in a state where people of color make up more than 1/3 of the population. By contrast, black voters historically make up about 2/3 of the electorate in South Carolina's Democratic primaries. Question to Dad. We'll keep the same order here. Do you think Nikki Haley's going to drop out soon?
Yes. She's got one more. I don't think she'll make it to Super Tuesday. I think as she loses Michigan, she'll drop.
She'll drump.
She ain't get, because all she's doing now is buying new outfits with other people's money.
I think she'll. Yeah.
Buying
she'll
new
stay-
outfits, and you're mad at that she's
Yeah,
buying it?
every time she
a shirt.
goes on, it's a brand new dress and outfit.
Yeah.
She just spent. She's got millions of dollars to blow, and she's going to try to get it done.
She said
But that money's going to drop and blow away after Michigan because the donors aren't going to pay her anymore.
Do you think it's better to spend your donors' money on new outfits or your legal cases?
Well, in her case,
that's
Yeah.
funny.
in her case, she has nothing to gain.
She's gonna.
There's not going to be anything at the end of the tunnel for her.
No, she's gonna stay until she said Super Tuesday. But she's cooked her own goose. She'll
never be anything
She's being
anywhere.
seen, I think, as a rhino because all the shit that she's said
She's a
about
Democrat.
Trump. She's more of a Democrat now than she is Republican.
She lost
If
100% of the MAGA vote. 100% of it.
If she really believed,
And that's all that matters in the
Mhm.
Republican.
I agree.
Venue.
I think the the
She's done.
Republican Party kind of
Porker.
right. The Republican Party, I think, is Trump's party at this point. I don't think that's like Republican exactly. It's something
If-
way weirder, and he's obviously
Well, whatever you
dictator
think
type
it
figure.
is, it's going to control your life. So
Okay.
just get ready.
If she was
It will have
really
no
in it,
impact on my life personally.
Yeah, well,
if she was really in it to win for the
you'll like it.
for
too.
the
As a
Republicans,
47-year-old straight white guy, I don't think anyone in office will truly affect my life in any way. I think if Trump gets in, there will be a
Don't get
lot of
in.
people that are drastically affected. I don't think I'll be one of them.
We'll see.
All right, we will. Mom,
Maybe.
will Nikki Haley drop out soon?
I said not till Super Tuesday, but I think if she was really in it for the Republicans and, to put someone good up against Biden, she would bow out, and she's not doing it. So she doesn't give a shit. And I don't like her. I hate the way she talks, and get her out. Hook her.
Right.
Hook her right now.
But
Hook
there's
her.
nothing in your mind to the idea of like a healthy competition going all the way up to the final moment?
There's no competition.
What healthy competition are you talking about?
There's no
She's
competition.
literally set records on getting her ass beat in 4 primaries.
Her ass kicked.
If Trump gets convicted of something in the coming
Won't
months,
matter.
they're going to have maybe somebody to fall back on if he gets
No.
eliminated.
He's not going to
No.
get convicted.
We'll take it by force. You don't
right.
understand.
Okay. All right.
It's
Maybe I
already
don't.
starting.
Okay.
All right. Haley, do you think she will drop out soon?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if she was going to do it, she would have already done it.
I agree.
Even, she lost her fucking state, still hasn't dropped out. So, I mean, I don't think so. I think she would have already done it.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
agree.
Trump won't even say her name anymore. It's over. He won't even talk about her.
But there
Done.
are within the RNC, like this week, someone floated a couple of proposals in the RNC that were attempts basically to get the RNC to officially agree to not pay for any Trump's legal bills and to make sure that they had a robust slate of candidates going all the way to Super Tuesday. I think there are people within the RNC that do not want Donald Trump as their candidate, and they are trying to make that
There's
a
only
rally.
And the head of the RNC is about to change to people who do want him.
The majority
I
of
mean, maybe
them-
it is. Maybe it's
You know
not.
the guy
We'll
that
see.
called Barack Obama a fucking liar in Congress?
Yeah.
He is going to be the new head of the RNC.
We will see. That is very possible.
Oh, it's already done.
all right.
No, it's not.
And Laura Trump's
Laura
going to be
Trump.
his right-hand man.
Well, let's say that doesn't happen.
Okay.
Let's say the RNC stays intact as it is now. Do
You think they're going to keep McDaniel? You're out
I'm
of
just-
your fucking mind.
just
Okay.
theoretically, let's say
Mhm.
that is what happens. Do you think that they might try to slot somebody else in, even if Trump is winning all these primaries?
No,
No.
nope, not going to happen.
Okay.
I think though,
MAGA runs the RNC now.
yeah, we don't even want to get into the Biden thing, but he's not going to be running in the end.
I don't
It'll
think he is
probably
either
be-
at this point.
It'll be your governor.
I think he'll be dead before November.
It'll be your governor.
Could be.
Probably.
Could be.
Yeah.
Like every time he's on camera, it's worse and worse and
It's
worse.
terrible. It's not
And,
even funny anymore. I hate
I
it.
agree. And nobody wants to see it. I don't know
No.
why it's still happening. I mean, I do know why.
Because his
He's gonna,
wife.
one morning he's going to go pick his nose and stick himself in the eye.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
And then he'll fall down the steps
Okay.
and shit his pants.
We don't want to make
And
fun
that'll
of
be
it.
the end of it.
The real reason he's still out there is because I think his wife. I think she's the bitch behind this all.
Yes.
If that was your
Really?
father,
Jill wants to be in power. She doesn't want to lose it. That's why she's pushing
there's
him.
no way.
I don't
would-
stay in
agree.
the
I
race.
think this
There's-
is I think it is the Democratic Party that is
No.
saying
Yeah.
he
Jill
won last
Biden is-
time. We have to
Jill
do this
Biden
again.
is the most evil bitch on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's worse than Pelosi.
All right.
All right.
I'm not so sure about that, but we haven't really gotten that simmered up. This has been a pretty
Yeah,
sedated
Don't
conversation.
jinx it. Don't
I
jinx
won't.
it.
I won't. We have two more topics to get to that are a little spicier, shall we say?
Don't
But before
jinx
we
it.
get to them, I wanted to do a simmer down about the Trump shoes. You guys saw these come out this week? Yes.
Got me some.
Well, you got the red ones, right? You didn't get the
That's
purple ones.
right. Because I like them better.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
The gold ones were selling for $400. They only made 1,000 of them, and then they were on eBay. They sold out immediately, and they were
We're
on
only going
eBay
to make
within a day.
1,000 red ones.
I don't know about that.
That's not true.
Okay.
It
He's
better
going to
be.
make as many as he can to sell them
I
all. So
bought
you're
him
going to
on
be
that
wearing these
idea.
red shoes?
Huh?
Well, I'm sorry. It's one of the 30,000 lies Donald Trump has told to you.
Oh,
Um,
all right. The gold shoes then.
We did buy one bottle of the 1,000 bottles of
God.
perfume.
He just can't shut up and let
Of
us
what?
talk.
Donald Trump perfume you're wearing?
No, Mom bought a bottle of it. They're only going to make 1,000.
And you're going to wear it?
No, Mom's going to keep it.
For what?
He won't let me open it.
Why?
OCD.
Where?
It's got a
Get two
picture
of
of
them.
Donald Trump's head is the top of the bottle.
Oh my
there's
God.
some-
God.
Do you not know this? I thought
No.
you guys saw it.
No, I just briefly glanced at the website and then
We
sent
got
it
them
to you.
both.
Look it up.
Because I was curious if you guys were going to get the gold shoes. I could see Dad rolling around in those gold shoes,
No,
going to
that-
check his sprinklers or
I
whatever.
couldn't. I tried.
Okay.
I tried, but they were out.
Let me tell
Yeah.
the full story. You tried.
Please.
That's right. Yeah. I tried to get the gold shoes. They were sold out within 2 hours.
Yeah.
The people that bought those gold shoes, there was only 1,000 made, like what you said, and one person got his autograph on it too. Those shoes, then those people were trying to flip on eBay. The highest I've seen is 60-some thousand.
And is
They're like
anybody
putting-
paying that though?
No,
I don't know.
Nobody's paying that.
The bid's
They
over
do.
9,000.
They do bids going all the way up for the highest bidder to win.
Mhm.
Then, because all those were sold out, then he did red and he did white. We bought the red ones. They'll be here. Let's see, June, July, August.
Where's the blue? No
What?
blue? There's
No,
no
they only
blue.
The
had
white
white
ones are
and
women's
red.
shoes and the red ones are men's.
And
Of course.
then, oh God, I'm glad we didn't buy the white ones. And then the perfume, the cologne with his head in gold in a long bottle. People are buying that up and
1,000 of
flipping that too on eBay. It was only like $90,
bucks.
$100, and on eBay they're going for 200 to 300.
We got one of
So they're
those.
flipping them.
Now,
Let me find the
have you
picture.
ever known a political candidate to make shoes and cologne?
No, who cares?
He's not a political
Everything
candidate.
he
He's
touches
president.
turns to
Oh,
gold.
by the way, just so you know how woke this country is, Mom tried to
Oh,
put
yeah.
our perfume and our shoes cost $283 going to
Total.
Trump, and Bank of America denied the transaction, and
Yeah.
we've been using this credit card for what, 25 years,
Mhm.
and that's the first time that ever happened. We had to call the bank and tell them it was authorized.
Well,
Which
that's
Before
probably
they
because the
let it go
website that
through.
he is using
was like
to
a
sell you
weird-
this shit is
It's
unsecured.
because Bank of America did not want to give him $283.
That is
That's
not
really
what
what
it's
it boils
because
I
of.
know.
That they don't put protocols in place. They don't care how you fucking spend your money. They're trying to keep you from having fraud.
No,
Oh, that's
no,
not true.
no.
We've
That is
put
true.
some other weird shit on there that had nothing to do with our
It's
past
because you're
history.
buying shit from websites that are not secure. That set off some
That's the
kind
only
of
time
internal
it's ever
mechanism.
happened.
That's like they're buying shit from
25
like
years,
some
it's
weird
happened
Chinese.
one time.
I rest my case, Your Honor. I rest my case. You're buying it from an unsecured website. That is how Donald
No.
Trump is doing business.
Here's our perfume bottle.
Oh, we're seeing a picture of it. Oh my God, that really is his fucking head on a bottle. That's insane.
Wow.
I mean, it's not actually his head. It's
It
like a
says
much younger, better
Victory-
looking
It says
version.
Victory 47.
Right. You're not curious what it smells like at all?
I don't
Nah,
care.
Hell no, we ain't
We
gonna
don't
smell
care.
it.
Are you
We
gonna
are
wear the
contrib-
shoes?
We're contributing.
I might wear them on when we have an iPod,
An iPod.
We have an
Well,
A
iPod.
podcast.
a podcast.
Okay.
We're doing so good today.
I might
Shit.
put them up there. I might put them up here where you can see them
Okay,
in the podcast.
okay. God damn. Okay.
If Joe Biden starts making shoes, I will not buy them. Just to let you know.
Neither will I.
Correct.
All right. All right. Let's move on to.
Why
our
would he
next-
buy? Why would he start making shoes? He can't walk.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep. real zinger there. Let's move
Right
on
in there.
to our
God
next
damn. Is this what
topic.
it's like when we haven't been on for a week? And I have to do the
I guess.
message. And you know what? Okay, I'm just going to go into this. Before we ever started this podcast, Chad calls me first. Hey, you think we could do this podcast? I've got a really cool idea. We would talk about politics. It would bring the family together, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We have 27 more weeks to go. And out of all you, I'm not going to call y'all bad names. Out of all you guys, I am the only one that has been here every time, full ass in it, saying I'll be here. All of you guys have flaked down on this podcast.
You're the
at
only one
least
full ass in it.
one
Excuse me.
time.
Every
You-
Saturday night, I'm staying up till 2 a.m. to write this document. I produce
Yeah,
this.
have you? Okay.
I edit this whole
wait,
thing.
wait.
I fucking do video of it sometimes if I got time.
I'm up every night at 2 a.m.
Have
I
you?
can make you a 100% guarantee. I
J-
put more work into this
Listen.
than all of you combined, and that
I
will
think
be
that-
the way
I
it is
think-
forever. And I accept that.
I think that mom and dad,
So,
you don't perceive Chad and I as adults,
that's
That's
true.
true.
Because you don't act
You-
like it.
right? You don't perceive us as adults.
You're 40-year-old,
Therefore,
12-year-olds.
Okay, so what? They're not 40. They're older
We're
than
40-year-old, 12-year-olds. What are you? 70-year-old, 5-year-old?
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn proud of it.
that.
So
what
that's
are you-
why. That's why.
are you try-
like
Show them the shoes.
What are
Here
you-
it's
come
just
the
always
shoes.
No.
it's always inferred that like Chad and I will never work as hard as you worked, or like the things that we do aren't as adult as the things that you have done and are doing, because you perceive us as children.
Oh fuck.
Well, when you've worked 40 years, we'll talk about it.
No,
All
what
right.
I am saying
I got
is
27 under the belt, roughly. I
Yeah.
mean,
Get
I'll
you
get
another
there.
13 and we'll see how you look. Show
Okay.
them the shoes.
I will in a minute. Y'all have misinterpreted what I said.
Mhm.
What I said was I have been in this podcast each week, willing to do it, willing to sit by my little iPad and do it. Chad, you have canceled because you were too busy. Haley, you
Mhm.
have canceled because you go on several trips to wherever. Bob is canceled just because he didn't want to do it. I have never.
Yes.
There you
Look,
go.
I sincerely appreciate your willingness to do this, your
The
enthusiasm
loyalty.
for it, and all of that
There
kind
you
of stuff.
go. There you go, heathens. Check it out.
I'm
Those will be on your
All right.
dad's feet.
My mom is
Jesus.
now showing us a picture of these Trump shoes. They're red with a T and a 45 and a. Does the 45 have? Is that a wing or is that a cloud?
Yeah.
Wing.
A wing.
All right. They look kind of like Nike Pegasus, maybe design wise. I simply
They
want
have
to say
American flag on them too.
that I put a shit ton of work into this. I'm the one who
Wait.
uploads it. I made the fucking graphic. All of
I know
that.
that. And it was your idea. I know that. I tried to produce one time. It's hard as shit.
Mhm.
No one else has tried to produce. Let's go ahead and put me another check mark up.
Yeah,
I full
that's
assed
true.
it. Been here every time. Tried to produce one time.
Mhm.
Hello. Here, hold the
Hello.
iPad. Watch
Hello.
this.
Hi.
Good job, Mary Lou. Good job. There we go.
Okay, let's move on to our next topic. Next, Benedict. A 16-year-old from
this is
Owasso,
sad.
Oklahoma, named Nex Benedict was the victim of transphobic harassment from school bullies
Don't be
that started
mean.
at the beginning of the 2023 school year, just a handful of months after the state signed into law a transgender bathroom ban mandating that students use restrooms that match the sex listed on their birth certificates. The bullying reached an apex on February 7th, according to Benedict's family, when 3 older girls beat Benedict and another transgender student in the girls' bathroom. The fight left Nex bruised, with wounds on their face and eyes and scratches on the back of their head. Benedict's mother has voiced her outrage that the school didn't call an ambulance or the police. To add insult to injury, the school then informed her that the bloodied teen, a straight-A student who enjoyed drawing, reading, and taking care of the family cat, would be suspended for the next 2 weeks. But the suspension would not go into effect because Benedict collapsed on their family's living room floor the following day. When EMTs arrived, they discovered that Benedict had stopped breathing, and they were declared dead that evening. Oklahoma is one of 11 states in the nation that have legislation on the books regulating bathroom access, which conservatives have framed as a student safety issue, but that flies in the face of the data. More than 3/4 of the transgender students across the country, 76%, reported that they felt unsafe at school because of their gender, according to a 2021 report. They were also 5 times more likely to be threatened or attacked while at school than their peers, according to data from the Trevor Project. Dad, do you think the Oklahoma bathroom ban is working?
Yeah.
You believe that this is the natural outcome for it?
Yes.
Is murder?
Yes. They didn't murder her. They just probably banged her head on something.
How is this not murder? I mean, I guess you could argue
not.
manslaughter.
And people get roughed up in the bathroom in high school every day of the fucking week. Now that it's transgendered, it's a big deal.
You think people are getting murdered every day of the week in high school bathrooms?
Well, I'm sure people have been beat up and died in high school brawls.
Right. So you don't think that the fact that Next Benedict was transgender has anything to do with this?
Yeah, I think that's why she got her ass, or he or they or whatever the fuck you call them, got her ass beat. Is because she's running around school acting like that. You keep it to yourself. So you admit
it's a hate crime.
You know who brought this shit on? Transgenders brought it on themselves. Okay. They have found out that they are less than 1% of the population, and nobody in this country really gives a fuck about it.
Well, it seems like 3 of these high school students gave a fuck because they killed Next Benedict.
Yeah, they whooped her ass.
Mom, do you think the Oklahoma bathroom ban is working?
She died at home.
She died.
How do we know? How do we know her mom and dad didn't feed her some fentanyl?
I think it's terrible.
The pronoun to use is they, there.
No, it's her.
You can't even. This person is dead as a result
of this.
You can't
even
I'm gonna call, allow a minute of respect.
I'm going to call they and it.
Don't look at him anymore.
So, do you have any sympathy for Next Benedict, Dad?
0.
How old were they? 16?
Yeah.
High school.
So like between Willow and Harper's age.
Was
this is a child that got beat literally to death.
Yes.
Was there,
she got beat up, went home and died.
Was there another student in there with?
There was another trans student that got beat up as well.
I didn't know that. I did.
Girls that were not trans beat them up.
The 3 older girls beat. All I heard on TV that they just beat the one up that died. I think it's terrible. No one should have to ever do that. That it's just terrible. It doesn't make sense. But you know that never happened.
What bathroom was she supposed to use?
That I don't know. It's
I don't know.
According to the ban,
not clear.
Was she a biological boy?
Let me see if I can find this.
Maybe they didn't want her in their fucking bathroom.
I don't know. We don't know. I don't even know what bathroom.
Maybe they didn't want him in their fucking bathroom.
I just think it's terrible. It's whether you are a boy, a girl, whatever, and you go in the bathroom, you shouldn't be beat up by 3 other people and then you die the next day. I think
was adhering to the no. Nex, whose given name was Dagny, was biologically female. So using the bathroom, that is assigned per this ban. And then Nex was beat up by women in the women's bathroom. Terrible. So Nex was adhering to the law and was punished by murder for doing so.
Well, I don't think, okay, she was killed in the bathroom, but I think those 3 older girls could have jumped her anywhere. So I don't think they were jumping her because of the bathroom ban.
But it didn't happen anywhere. It happened in the bathroom. Next Benedict is following the law that was enacted by your state, Oklahoma. You live there. And as a result of following that law, was attacked in the bathroom. It didn't happen anywhere else. And I don't think it could have happened anywhere else.
It's the whole idea that the entire state, right? Like all of these rules that are governing Oklahoma now, the anti-trans bills that are being passed, the trickle-down effect is kids in high school thinking it's okay now to do this shit because the law says it's fine. You hate fucking trans people.
My side of the conversation is winning.
There's also part of this involves a teacher at this high school that at one point told everyone, you know, whatever you are, transgender, whatever, if your parents don't like you, fuck them. The teacher basically said that in a classroom setting. Video of that was then posted to the super right-wing anti-trans TikTok account, and that kind of exacerbated the whole thing, at least specifically at that high school. That teacher was then fired, and it was one of Next Benedict's favorite teachers, et cetera, et cetera. So there was a strong kind of anti-trans sentiment in that high school, obviously in the state as well. But the true fact here is Next Benedict was following the law as dictated by your state. And for following that law, death was the outcome.
But here's the deal. That law that you're bringing up about the
Mm.
bathrooms and all that, in my mind, that's not why she was beat up in that bathroom.
I want to know.
Be quiet. I want to say something.
I have something to say.
Go.
All right. Mom,
You have
finish
no
your-
idea what that girl said to those 3 girls to bring it on.
No, we don't. What
they
I want to say,
fucking murdered them.
I know. What
There's
I want to
nothing.
say
You should be able to
is-
say anything you want. You guys are always talking about fucking freedom of speech and shit. Don't you have freedom of speech? Can't you say anything you want and
Yes.
not fear that 3 people are gonna fucking beat you to death?
Let me get back to the idea that I don't think the bathroom had anything to do with. I understand the law. I hear what you're saying. I think those 3 girls that were after them, or both of them, they would have done it anywhere. They would have tried to get them in the Pizza Hut bathroom. They would have tried to get them
Pizza Hut bathroom. They're all eating Pizza Hut now.
in a grocery store if they really wanted to kill them.
What?
Which they
I mean,
did.
No.
I think you're right. She's proving the point though that this transphobia, it's
bad.
not going away. It's getting worse.
No, it's
because
getting worse.
because Oklahoma, the entire fucking state is essentially telling people
And-
like, yeah, we fucking hate trans people.
Yeah,
Kill
that's
them.
what's going on. And I heard on the news. Well, I saw. God, he won't shut up now. See, we were having a
Where
good one.
is he? He's just screaming in other rooms.
Standing
now?
over by a window. Or
Echoing.
he's watching the water. I saw on the news they've done several clips about it.
Watcher.
And I saw after they got beat up, I saw a man go in, you know, I don't know if it's a janitor or whatever, and helped her come back out. But I only saw one person. That's why I didn't understand there were 2 girls in there. And he escorted her to the nurse. From the nurse, then went home. The mom, it showed on the TV, the mom came and got her. She went home. Then it was the next day when she had some bad things happen with her physically.
The pronouns again are they, them. I just can't stress that enough. This person is dead.
I'm not using pronouns. I'm using it was a girl to me. She was born a girl. She looked like a girl to me. So I'm saying the girl.
And
I
they
don't
then
use
made
pronouns.
a choice for themselves.
She made a choice. And then the mother,
like, why
picked
can you
her
not
up.
just, it's such a simple thing to just change the pronoun to show sign of respect for this person who is now fucking dead because of this. And you can't do that. You can't, it's the easiest thing in the world to do.
She was born a girl, right?
That is not fucking
So
relevant.
if you're born a girl to me, you're a she. If you're born a boy, you're a boy.
I
he.
understand, but this person has said to everybody, the whole world now, because there's news about it, they would like to be referred to as they, them. That
I didn't
is
know them
their preference.
personally,
It doesn't
I
matter
don't
if you
use
did it. I didn't
pronouns.
either.
I use boy, girl, he, she.
You do use pronouns. You just refuse to
use
use any that
boy,
are
girl.
outside of your paradigm.
Yeah, that's my
But
choice,
why?
I guess.
Why though?
That's my choice.
Why is it your choice?
Dad and I, that's the way we've always been. Why?
Okay, but why
would we
can't you change? Why can't you change?
I guess we can't. We're too old.
It's a simple
too old.
thing. It's just a simple thing. It's not like
He
we're asking
is
you
a
to.
boy. She is a girl.
I'm just. It blows
That's
my
what I
mind.
was taught.
It's just this. I know. Well, I'm trying to teach you something different.
You are a
It's something
boy,
that
you're
is
a
so
he.
minimal.
Haley
it requires
is a girl.
no
She's
effort.
a she.
Right. It requires no effort to
Kitty
simply
is a
use
girl.
a slightly
she.
different word, but it means so much in terms of the respect that you are delivering to that person who wished to be called by those specific words.
I've never
For starters, I don't respect
That's
them.
not
Right.
what we were taught. And I'm
No,
not
fuck what you're taught.
changing. I'm not using fucking weird pronouns. I'm
Uh-huh.
using he, she.
Were you taught
Always will.
to vote for people who cheat on their wives with porn stars?
Sure.
Oh, Chad, I thought this
Why
was going to
not?
be a good podcast. Here we go.
I don't know. The pronoun thing to me is just such a bizarre thing because it's like if a person is asking you to call them something, whatever it may be, why wouldn't you just do that? Like, I don't understand what the sticking
It's
point
just
is.
bizarre. It is so bizarre. That's not the
Who
way I grew
cares?
up. That's
Who
not
gives
the
a
way.
shit?
I'm not going to change.
Why?
I don't believe in it. I believe when you're born, you're a girl or a boy. You're a
There are
she
plenty of
or a
people who
he.
are born with both sets of gender genitalia or whatever whatever your fucking stipulation is.
That's a hermaphrodite, or what are they called? Boys and
Uh-huh.
girls? Yeah.
All right.
They're called intersexed.
Let me ask you this question. Do you
Oh,
think
so you walk up and say, hello, my name is Mary. I'm intersexed. What are you?
if you
No.
want to, but you can also say,
No.
hello, my name
Somebody
is
beat the
Mary.
shit out
I
of you
go by
there.
they, them, or I go by whatever pronouns you want. It's
That's
like a
just
name.
ridiculous.
It's like a
Never do
name.
it.
If I walk up to you and I say, my name's Chad, please call me by that name, and you say, no, I'm going to call you fuckface because that's how I was raised. That's basically what you're doing. It simply is somebody saying my
No,
preference is
what
to
you're
call me
trying to do
this.
is make me be woke. I'm not going to be woke.
It isn't about wokeness or not. It's just about
Yes, it
personal
is.
respect.
Yes, it
Do
is.
you respect your fellow human being or not?
No.
And your answer, right? Dad just screamed it in the background, is no. I get it. Dad is gone. You got to. You're like fucking Darth Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi, where you can. There's good in you. I see it, and I'm trying to fucking pull it out. I'm trying to turn you back to the light side.
I honestly think it would make a difference if mom knew someone who was transgender, non-binary, but you don't know anyone that goes by they them. You don't know anyone that's transgender or non-binary, so it kind of doesn't apply. I think if she knew someone,
Mhm.
like if somebody, you're riding horses one day, somebody at the fucking barn, oh, it's they them. I think you would take note. I think it
Say
has to be
what?
personal for you.
No,
No,
I
I
would
think it
not.
has to be personal for you.
Yeah, could
They,
be.
I do
them?
I
No.
do think it would matter if it was personal.
No. Boy's a boy, girl's a girl, he,
What if
she.
tomorrow you turn on TV, you turn on your Newsmax, and there's Trump. Everybody have an announcement to make. Transgender, call me they them.
He
You
would
would call
never
them they
do
them?
that. He is also for no boys and girls sports. Only play the gender that you are, only play the sport that you were born with. Boys play boy sports, girls play girl sports. There you go.
You got a dick when
And-
you're born. You don't play women.
And Haley, you believe in that too, right?
I mean, I do think there's gray area with trans sports. Yeah. A lot of that shit I struggle with because I was a female athlete, because women's sports at one point in my life was very important to me. So, it's not black and white for me when it comes to sports.
I agree. I think that's like one of the areas that is like there is compelling. It's hard to watch like Leah Thomas videos and be like, I don't know. That does look like an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you one final. I can't hear what he's saying.
He's saying, why is it so different with that?
You're so young.
I mean-
Because somebody asking you to call them a different pronoun and wanting to use a fucking bathroom and like dressing a certain way, it doesn't fucking affect you really in any capacity, right? Competing in sports and trying to like attain college scholarships and like go to the fucking Olympics, like that greatly fucking affects you. It's unfair. But someone simply just living their fucking life, it in no way has any impact on you.
The different thing in pronouns and call me these different things that came about with the wokeness in our country.
But you have this
It
idea
doesn't
of like
matter.
the enemy is wokeness. It's like that is a perceived thing. You've made that up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I've made that up.
Always.
Yeah.
social movements are always moving toward more liberal things, more inclusive things. That's just the way it is in this country and has been
Yeah,
for
it
a
doesn't
long
matter.
time.
Your dad and I are not more liberal anymore. We're not liberal.
Like you don't care. You're not homophobic, right? Like you don't care if people are gay.
You've accused me of everything in the book, you and your daughter. So
What?
What?
you've accused me of that before.
Are you homophobic?
No,
I would say not.
we don't
Okay,
care if you're
so-
gay. Gay
so
does
how-
not gay does not imply that you are trying to become something you're not.
It certainly goes against the grain in terms of,
Doesn't
like
bother
how
me.
you were raised.
Doesn't bother me.
You're supposed to marry
Men
the
getting their
opposite
dicks
sex, have
chopped
babies.
off bothers me.
Okay, let's get off the subject.
All right, I have one more question. I have one more question about it.
I'm sad that girl got beat up and that she died. I'm very sad. I'm sad the girl.
Can you
got
just say
beat
they?
up in the
Can you just say I'm
bathroom.
sad they got beat up? Can you just say that?
There was two
Or-
of them, yeah.
Or
There
just
was two
refer,
girls in there.
refer to them by their name next.
I'm sad that 3 older girls thought it was their right to go into a girl's bathroom and beat up 2 other girls that were in there. That's what I'm sad about. And that one died. It's just not right.
So you're just refusing. All right. Let me ask you one more question about this real quick. Do you think these students that murdered Next Benedict should be punished?
Yes.
In what way? What capacity? Life in prison?
Probably, yeah. They murdered a girl.
Suspended
they
for a
murdered
week?
someone. They murdered her.
She wasn't dead.
She fell and hit her head, which caused her to die. You go. Goodbye.
They
Goodbye.
haven't come back with like the official autopsy results yet, right?
Mhm. Correct.
Like
The
they haven't
mother
said
on the
anything, but
clip
the assumption
said-
is that there was like internal bleeding or some shit, and
Mhm.
and they just fucking fell.
On the clip when
While
the
they were at
mother
home.
was interviewed, she thought it was from head trauma when she fell in the
Mhm.
bathroom. And the mother said
Not
she-
just fell, like they slammed their
Yeah.
fucking head into the wall and shit.
I think that family is going to get paid by the school district
Yeah.
because they didn't call the cops or an ambulance when all this shit went
Or
down.
yeah.
That school
Yeah.
district is gonna fucking.
Where are
That's
you?
Chad,
millions
I
of
don't see
dollars.
you.
Hey,
And then
I
the
don't
school
see you.
suspended.
What?
I'm out now.
What?
I
We
said,
got.
I told you 3, I love you.
I
I'm
love
done.
you too. We have one more topic that I think you'll be interested in. He's gone.
He said you're staring at you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. We're moving on to our final topic. We've only got a few minutes left, Dad, if you can hang in.
Oh, this is a good one. Yeah.
Our last topic is Navalny is dead. After being murdered in prison by Putin's regime, the body of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny has finally been handed over to his mother 9 days after his death. Navalny survived being poisoned by Putin in 2020, giving his campaign against the dictator more momentum. Now that the Kremlin has finally murdered him, it appears to be going to great lengths to prevent Navalny's funeral from turning into a public display of support for the opposition leader before the country's presidential elections next month. But Moscow's treatment of Navalny's body has sparked an outcry among his supporters, and here in America, Biden has announced he will impose a fresh slate of sanctions on more than 500 Russian targets. He said this last Friday in response to the murder of Navalny, which Biden has claimed Putin is responsible for. Dad, you support Russia in the war against Ukraine, right?
100%.
100%. He said.
Are you good with Putin murdering his political rivals?
100%.
He said 100%.
So, by that same logic, Biden should be allowed to murder Trump now.
If he can do it.
If he can do it.
Okay. Mom, are you good with this?
I think it's terrible he murdered that guy.
Mhm.
And sanctions aren't going to stop him from doing it. I think it's funny that Biden did what? 500 sanctions or something?
Yeah. I mean, it will make them harder to do global business and whatever. It does have some impact, but
Push more to the Chinese
Dad said it'll push him more toward the
and
Chinese.
the Iranians.
possibly.
I don't know.
But we are seeing Putin do stuff like this just like wide out in the open. He started a war with Ukraine. He tried to
Right.
kill Navalny in 2020. He finally did it
Yeah.
here. He's hiding the body for 9 days. So the toxicology I mean, a lot of people think that basically what he was doing was like having his people work on the body to get rid of any evidence of poison so that
Yeah.
now here's the body back. You can do whatever you want with it. You won't find anything, you know. They said that he just died suddenly and unexpectedly in the
They said
Siberian prison.
naturally. That
Yeah,
he
natural
died
causes.
naturally.
Died of natural causes, they said.
And the
Um,
mom said that his body was brutally beaten up. Brutally.
Yes. Tortured for
So, how do
months.
you
Yeah.
feel about like potentially Donald Trump doing this to anyone who opposes him in the future if he's our
100%.
president?
He wouldn't do it. And Dad said he's 100%, but he wouldn't do it. I don't
So,
think he would
Mom,
do that.
if he did
Why?
do it, would that change your opinion of Trump?
Yes.
Interesting.
Mm.
Okay. How about
Trump
if he just
hasn't ever brutally killed anyone. Now, Hillary Clinton, I can't vouch for. Obama, I can't vouch for. There's
Trump
been so
dropped the
many
fucking
people.
Moab within like the first 2 months of his presidency in the Middle East?
Those aren't Americans.
Oh, God.
So we don't
Dad
give a
said those
shit.
aren't Americans.
Right. I understand that he has no ability to generate sympathy or empathy for anyone that is not a old white guy living in America. I understand that. But Mom, I think
is
you
true.
do have this ability. I could be wrong, but I believe you do.
What's the question you're asking?
My question is, like, where's that line for you? Is it brutal murder like this? Or is it
Yes. I don't
imprisoning
believe in
political
murdering
enemies?
people.
What
I
about
don't believe in
imprisoning for
murder.
life?
I don't believe in murdering people.
What about imprisoning someone for life based on political ideology?
100%.
I don't know. I might be able to do that if they did something bad to me.
Okay.
He didn't.
We're just throwing shit out there. You're not even talking about specifics.
Putin put somebody in prison for fucking running against him and then
Yes.
murdered him.
Oh, how about the ballerina that's over there right now that she had to give up her cell phone or something upon entering the country? And they found on there that she gave $50 to something in Ukraine. Now
Mhm.
they've stuck her in prison for life. That's not right.
Right. That is what I think Trump wants to have happen here. Anyone who has, for any reason, done
Any
something against
opposition.
him in any way, even if it's not that, but he perceives it as that, go to jail. Go to the
No,
gulag.
I don't think that'll happen. He's going to get the people that got him, though. That's for sure. I
But
mean,
do you-
that judge, that New York judge that sits up there and laughs and takes pictures on his day, that MFer better watch out. Don't you think, Bob? Yeah.
You believe that person should be in prison for life?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
For what crime?
The law.
Breaking the law, not
What
doing
law?
the law correct.
What law was broken?
He didn't have a jury trial. He decided
Yeah.
on his own.
No jury
And that
trial.
won't hold up in any appellate court.
So
on
what
the
law
way.
does that break?
It breaks the fucking law. They already have said.
They already
that
have
it goes
said
to the appeals court, it's going to get thrown out
Yeah.
on its ass.
when it goes to the appeals court, it'll
Mhm.
get thrown out on
Because
its ass.
illegal and
Okay.
It's illegal.
unconstitutional.
And so
then
that's
I
fine
read,
then. It goes through the legal procedure and everything's
And-
fine, right? Why
and
why
they
put that
wouldn't give
person in
him-
jail for life?
they wouldn't give him a month to come up with the millions that they said he
I drag
owes.
him behind a car.
Dad would drug him behind a car. But the funny part is, I think what they want to do is get all his real estate. That's fine. New York's going down the shitter. No one's going to go to New York anymore or start any businesses there. You know
Okay.
what they want his real estate for?
Hmm.
What do y'all think? They're going to put illegals in his real estate, in those towers, whatever they take. Illegals will be in those. Mark my word.
Do you think Trump shouldn't have to pay the millions of dollars to E. Jean Carroll?
I think that was nothing but a witch hunt,
And he won't pay.
and I don't think it'll ever be paid. I think if it does, I mean, he can do like another set of gold tennis shoes and pay for it.
But you're talking about, like, in one breath, you're saying if you break the law, bad shit should happen to you. Yet with Trump, him not
He did-
paying
that was
those,
not- that
those
was a witch
fees is
hunt.
breaking the law.
Alright.
But
Wait,
you see what you're saying, though? You're
Trump will take some amount of revenge.
Okay.
There's no doubt.
Yeah,
you
Dad
either
said what
are
you're
for
talking
the law
about.
or you're against the law. You can't say that Trump gets excluded
It's
from
the
this.
law.
What Dad's trying to say is there will be revenge. Yes, the Trump train's coming.
Uh-huh.
Y'all better get ready.
Let me ask you one final question. Oh, Haley, you got something to say? Or you
No,
just
it's
Gone.
just Judge Dredd, the law. Like
Yeah.
that's all
Law,
I hear when you
law,
guys are saying the
law.
law.
Do you think we are going to be at actual war with Russia in any time leading into this election or shortly thereafter?
No.
Dad? No?
Dad said no.
but Ukraine will go down in flames.
Yeah, Ukraine's going to go down. We shouldn't be giving them any more money. I think we've given them enough.
Haley?
Sissy.
No, I don't think any wars will be waged. I'm just
But
waiting
we
for Biden to
can't
die.
do it
I'm waiting
till
for
he
that
does-
news.
I'm waiting for artificial superintelligence to render everything obsolete. No politics will matter anymore. No corporations will matter anymore. Hopefully, we'll be living in a post-capitalist society where money does not exist and no one will have the power to kill anyone. Thank you, everyone,
Hey.
for
All
joining us today. This has been The Necessary Conversation. Again, if you have questions for any or all of us, please record them in a 1 minute or shorter audio format and email them to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. Before we go, as
Hey.
always, yeah.
Wait, what Sunday? So there's a Sunday where we're all going to Wicked in Oklahoma for Mom's birthday.
Okay. You
So
telling me
we're
this
gonna
now?
have. Yeah, when is that? The 10th. The 10th, March 10th.
I
What?
think. The
So
10th.
next Sunday we're good, but the Sunday after that we're all gonna be sitting at Wicked.
I am
without
too.
you.
Am I going there?
If you want to,
I-
but I didn't think you could get tickets that quick.
Oh, I was never informed of this. Well, the assassination coordinates have been given, and I wish all of you luck at this Wicked show.
Hey, my
Yeah.
ass will be podcasting no matter what. If I'm in Wicked, that iPad's on and I will be podcasting because
Yeah.
I have not missed one yet. And
Whatever,
Kitty Cat,
we can do the time to later that night if that suits you. If you guys are all going to be together, that might be interesting.
yeah, and you're invited. I just didn't think you get tickets that quick.
Yeah, Sunday is my heaviest work day, so I don't know
Yeah.
if I could do it either. But
We're up to $1,800 in tickets. Might as well just keep that motherfucker going. Get that train going.
Listen,
Oh,
I don't. You
15.
guys aren't living in
Dad
the world.
said
Like a ticket for
1,000.
anything.
Dad said 1,000. Then Haley calls back. With tax, we're up to 1,800. What?
15.
Or
That's
1,500?
fine. And then you said you'll reimburse me for $1,000, and I said, cool.
No,
Happy
I'll
birthday.
reimburse
I don't
Dad
give a
came on
shit.
early and said he'd pay. Okay.
All right. Well,
It
thank
doesn't
you
matter.
everyone for listening.
All right. Peace
Despite all of
out.
our political differences, we must, before we leave, tell each other, Mom, I love you. Happy birthday. Dad, I love you wherever you are. I hope the water's flowing. And Haley, I love you as well.
Mom,
I love you, Chad.
You, Dad, I love you. Chad, I love you.
Chad, I love you. Haley, I love you. Bob, I love you. And the people that gave me shit last week, peace out to you again. May peace be with you. They were giving me shit for that.
We'll see you
On
next
the
week.
Bye.